Folks, it's me again. Um, I won't be talking too loud because there's still people sleeping in the house. Um, but it happened again. Another tribulation dream, if you will. But it's not a continuation of the one that I've been having. This is more like a couple of other chapters, a couple of other kinds of books, if you will, based on the tribulation and what's going to be happening. It was in two sections, two kinds. One was a point of view dream, and the other was kind of a lecture sort of thing. I was just sitting there listening and watching what was being explained to me. But first, I have to elaborate on that video that I made yesterday regarding the demon terms, the demon names, those being skin watchers, skin walkers, and skin dancers. Those are three terms that the demons use to not only describe themselves, but to describe humans. They refer to human beings as skins. We're just skins, that's all. And the skin watchers are the fallen angels that have been keeping an eye on mankind and studying us since Adam and Eve. The skin walkers are the demons that can shapeshift. They can turn into human form. And the skin dancers are the demons, the fallen angels that can possess a human body. And that being said, I'm still a little freaked out because the point of view dream, like my other point of view dream that I had, I was looking through the eyes of somebody, some stranger, of somebody that was left behind, somebody that was trapped in the tribulation. And this person that I was not only seeing things through their eyes, but I was feeling everything that was going on inside them. And it's just awful. It started off in this suburban house. I was a kidnapped victim. I was in this bedroom, and someone came in with a knife, with the explicit instructions to stab me. There was two people there, and the one person with the knife, this was their first time. This was her first time at killing someone. The other people in the house had become commonplace to them. So this was this person. She was a middle-aged woman, and this was the first time that she'd ever killed anyone. And she was having a battle of her conscience, and she couldn't do it. At some point, she made a loud noise as if she had thrust the knife into my body. And then she left the room saying, I did it, oh, I did it, hoping that she could get out of it. And while she was gone, I hid behind a wall next to the door. And so that other person, the more experienced person, came in with the lady with the knife. And they discovered that I wasn't there. And so they had a big argument. They had a big fight. And I used that point to escape the room and escape the house and run down the street. But the streets were all icy. It was that time of the year where there was enough moisture on the ground during the day, but it would freeze at night. And this took place, I have no idea what time of night it was, but it was in the evening. It was getting darker, but there was still enough light to see on the streets, and I could see that everything was icy, and I was having a hard time getting away, a hard time running out of the house and down the street. And it ended up being like a scene from the Body Snatchers. So all these other people were starting to come out of the house because they could see that I was running. I was running for my life, and it was almost as though all the other people on that street had been possessed. and they could recognize the fact that I wasn't. And the lady at the beginning with the knife, I could sense that she also was possessed, but she hadn't let the demon take full control. She still had her human conscience, which is why she couldn't kill in the first place. So anyway, I was running down the street, and I looked back, and I could see that original lady, the one with the knife. She'd probably, or I'm sure she had let her demon take control, because she was able to run on the ice a lot faster than I could. And eventually I turned around again in my run, and I saw her right in front of me, and that was when the knife went into my stomach, and that's when I woke up. But I didn't fully wake up. I just woke up from that section of the dream that went from being a point of view dream to this listening, watching type dream, and that's when I had to write some of this down, because it was just too much after that point of view dream. I was feeling everything that person felt: the terror of running away, the terror of being surrounded by people who you knew were demon possessed, and who you knew wanted to kill you for the sake of killing you. It was just an awful feeling, and I feel just pray that nobody I know, and as few people I can, are left behind. And I hope that you pray that too, and stand in agreement with the other prayer warriors across the world that are trying to keep as many people out of the tribulation as possible. But anyway, cannibalism is going to become commonplace after the tribulation, or during the tribulation. But there's going to be two forms of cannibalism. There's going to be a group of people that do not take the number, and they will be on the outskirts of society. They'll be living in the ruins of suburbia, or out in the country somewhere, and eventually their food supply is going to run out, and they will have to resort to cannibalism. And the other type of cannibalism are the people who've accepted the number, who simply just want to, because of the fact that they have demons in their body. They just want to kill. They just want to eat flesh. I believe demon possession is going to be so common. When people, after the rapture, during the tribulation, accept the number of the beast, they're not only going to be accepting the number of the beast, but they're going to be taking a demon into them. This whole fad of animal guides and spirit guides that we're learning now is going to become part of the one world religion during the tribulation. And not only will you have to take a number, but you'll also have to take a demon into you. And so, demon possession during the tribulation will become commonplace. It was explained to me that Satan has lied to the people that he's controlling. Whoever it is that's part of the so-called Bilderbergs, or the Illuminati, or the Masons, or whoever. If you look at the murals on the Denver airport, they tell a story about how, yes, there will be dark times, yes, there will be death, but eventually mankind will get into a nice, happy, clappy, peaceful earth. But that's a lie. That's something Satan has told those people as a lie. That's something those human beings think they're actually going to achieve, but that's not Satan's plan. Satan's plan is totally different than what he's convinced the people of. Satan wants all his companions that were in the original rebellion, those 1/3 of angels in heaven that were kicked out. He wants all those to have a body, to take possession of a human body, so they can enjoy the physical world as well, but also at the same time so they can kill as many people as possible. During the tribulation, there's going to be those two groups of people: those who have the number, and those who don't. And I'm not talking about those in the FEMA camps or the intern camps that have to be rounded up. They're those who have escaped the eye of the authorities, and they're just living in secret, trying to live quietly and survive as best they can. The skin watchers know where they are. Those particular fallen angels, they can travel about in the spirit realm unseen to human eyes, so they will know where everybody is. So when it comes time for the skin dancers to enjoy the human body, they'll know exactly where to go to hunt down those people. They'll know exactly what to do in order to terrorize them, in order to kill them. It'll be a game to the demons who've taken over bodies. And it's just going to be a horrible time. It's just... okay, I can't go on anymore. It's just... it's not going to be good. I pray that that you, the follower of Christ, are doing everything you can to pray people into heaven, to pray that the Lord will open their eyes, that the Holy Spirit will speak to their hearts, that He will reveal to them that Jesus is the only way out of this. That pray that their eyes will be open to the rapture. It's happening so soon, and there's so much horror to come after that. It'll take a few months for them to clean up the mess after all the destruction. But after that, after the rapture is when the demons will be let loose. When they'll be coming out, people will see demons running here and there, killing people, possessing people. It's just, we have to pray, people. We have to pray, followers of Christ, that there are so few people left behind that it's just awful. The believers that will be left behind will be the strongest of all Christians. Even though they're the weakest now, they're weak because they just don't keep up their relationship with the Lord like they know they should, so they're going to be left behind. But during the hardships of the tribulation, they're going to become so strong, so powerful. They will be forced to, and they will be willing to as well. They know that there is a God. They know they've been left behind for a reason. So I just pray that you are one of the strong believers that don't get left behind, because unless you can handle something like that, seeing something so supernaturally horrible, you can volunteer to be left behind if you're that strong, but I would suggest not, because it's just an awful time. So anyway, I've got to recover. I got to do some more praying and thinking. So be a blessing wherever you are in internet land and YouTube world. Just help as many people as you can to understand that Jesus is the way out. Jesus is the way. Okay, take care. See you somewhere in the millennium, somewhere in heaven, or maybe even somewhere up in the air at the rapture. Okay, be a blessing.